I brought you to perhaps one of the ugliest places in Australia with the prettiest bike. This is the Jordan Lekker GTS, and I might have made the wrong decision. I am really regretting purchasing another e-bike. So I'll explain more on that decision later on. But more importantly, in this review, I'm going to tell you why this bike is so good, its specifications, who's it for, how far you can go, and even more. But first, you want to have a full charge. So one of the good things about Lekker bikes is you can actually remove the battery. You could charge it on the bike. And it mounts under here. So that's really cool. All right, let's get going. So how much range would you get from that battery? Well, first up, it's a 500 watt hour battery, and there is a smaller version, and I believe that one will get you about 70 kilometers of range, and this one 100 kilometers. Now, I haven't tested that, but knowing that I'm actually like a heavier individual, I've been a bit lazy using level 5 for pedal assist. I've been getting about 70 kilometers quite easily from this battery, and I've been running it down to about 15% or so. So I reckon if I went to absolute zero, which I don't know, probably not a good idea, but you could, you're going to get, well, for me, 80 kilometers of range. And if you were a smaller, lighter person, maybe using level 1 or 2 pedal assist, maybe level 5 when you need it for those challenging hills, yeah, absolute piece of cake. Let's talk about the gearing and drive system on the Jordan GTS. First up, you've got a Bafang M420 mid-drive unit. This thing's capable of producing up to 80 Newton meters of torque. In the e-bike world, that is extremely powerful. You've got 5 levels of assist, and it's all attached to a 55-tooth front sprocket to a 22-tooth rear sprocket. That gives you a gear ratio of 310%. Now, this is all a little bit gobbledygook. I'll explain in a second how this actually really helps out you as a rider. There's 2 other awesome features here which mean maintenance-free stuff for you and no dirty, mucky hands with oily chains. And that is that carbon belt, and that means no maintenance for up to 30,000 kilometers. Imagine that. Attached to an internal gearing system that is stepless. So think in the past where you got like a derailleur and you've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and, you know, clunk, 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 and the chain could come off and it's all very nasty. No, it's all housed inside of there. So weather, chain maintenance, it's just all taken care of for you. So yeah, let's get on the road, because I need to explain more as to why this whole system actually makes for an easy ride. So what does all that technical stuff really mean when it comes to riding the Lekker GTS? Like I said just a second ago, easy, effortless, you name it, it just makes for carefree riding. And it starts off with, I believe, that mid-motor system. It's the most natural feeling way that you can ride an electric bike. There's other bikes out there like my one, I've got a front hub motor, there's rear hub motors, but the mid-drive units, they're the best ones because it's constantly monitoring the cadence of my pedaling to understand if I should, well rather the bike should, be giving me more assistance. And it comes on immediately. It's very natural feeling. Well, sort of, because like if I was to take the pedal assistance down to 0, which it is right now, that means I am responsible for getting this bike going and pushing it, and it's got a little bit of weight on it, this much weight. So we all buy e-bikes for a reason, and so I got a level 1 straight away. It gives me some assistance, and it's just made this flat here so much easier for me to ride. In fact, this is nothing at all. Let's say you're a little bit tired or you're going up a hill, you can go to level 2. I could go 3, 4, 5, you get the idea, and it's just going to help us along more and more. That 80 Newton meters of torque is crazy, like that's an insane amount of power. And the fact is though that we are limited to 25 k's per hour in Australia, or at least in Victoria that is. So it's really unfortunate that we've got such a beautiful, powerful mid-motor system that could do definitely more. It could definitely go faster. I guarantee you it could. It's a little bit frustrating that aspect in Australia, but there you go. Then they're the regulations. I need to get over it, I really do. Coupled with that is that maintenance-free belt and internal gearing system that is stepless. So the gear control is over here. So if I twist it all the way forward, my legs are now going crazy fast and going really, really fast like this. And it's Yeah, look, I'm going like crazy fast. And that's because it's just put me into like a large gear. And that's situations maybe starting off from standstill or when you're going up a very steep hill. So you combine that gear with your pedal assist to give you a rhythm that makes riding very easy. Now, let's say we've got this downhill slope here. I could crank it the other direction, pulling it backwards, and now we've gone through to that 310% spot. So for every revolution of the wheel, I think it is, or the actual gear, it's 3.1 turns, and we are going. And I hope you can actually hear me now, because it might very well be windy for you, but this is the benefit of going with top quality everything. So mid-motor, excellent. Stepless drive gear system, beautiful. Maintenance-free belt and that internal gearing. It's for professionals and people who they just want their bike to work. It's what you buy, it really is. One of the reasons I think I like this bike so much is its step-through design. It means you can do some really cool maneuvers getting onto and off it. Plus also, you don't have that mid-bar sort of, to have to mount over. No, if you've got bad hips or maybe bad knees, you can just easily step through. So this bike is actually suitable to most everybody. You don't normally find that with bike-sized frames, you don't. You got to be very careful and measure down there. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that, but you get the idea. So I've come up with a few novel names, which for moves that are not new whatsoever, but I like to call this one the flying dismount, and this one the quick getaway. Side saddle. And yeah, I know they're not new, but I like it, and I like showing off. Some of the other features of the Lekker Jordan GTS include front and rear hydraulic disc brakes, integrated LED lights, the front one being a Philips, and it's very bright and very usable. I've found it on my morning commutes, along with this integrated one at the back here that's ultra bright, and I've set it to always be on, which I really do appreciate. There's also front and rear carriers that can carry 15 or 25 kilograms, a double kickstand, which when used, it's got to mean that if this is designed to carry stuff, right? So you might want to carry shopping or maybe put a kid's seat back here. So when you do that, you want to have this locked as much as possible, because if it's free, so if I unlocked it now, could become a bit unwieldy and your bike could fall over, so you don't want that. So you just lock it down. The other awesome feature here is this very comfortable saddle seat, designed for that very much upright riding position because of the swept back bars. These lovely leather grips, which are option on my own bike because I love them so much. And just, a great looking bike. Like this color, my wife has been eyeing off this bike all damn week. And I'm kind of like, no, I wish this were my bike. Yeah. So sadly, the time has come for me to give this bike back, and man, I wish I had purchased this one. Don't get me wrong, I love my Lekker Amsterdam, but I like how this has got the step-through design, so getting on off is so much easier, and the mid-range motor is so smooth. Oh my gosh. Plus, I think who this bike is for is people who get on the bike twice, maybe 3 times a week, and on the weekend, they go exploring to awesome places like this. I'm not worried about range on this whatsoever. That big battery and its comfortable ride position just means that I feel like I could conquer anything, and this is the benefit of getting an electric bike. And by going with a brand like Lekker, you could buy your bike from anywhere. I'm not telling you where to buy your bike, but if you buy a Lekker, you're going to be supported by a massive network of shops all around the world. And you can go into Melbourne, you could go to Sydney, you can go get your bike there. Or if you want to get this thing delivered to you, I believe they're 98% already built and ready. That's pretty impressive. So, okay, cool, well done to Lekker. So look, check the description below. There might be some sort of deal through their referral link. I don't know. I didn't do a referral deal with these guys. I just said, look, I love your bikes. I own one of them. Let me do something on your, Jordan series. And yeah, it's made me really appreciate just, I don't know, Lekker's got the stuff organised. So if you found this content helpful, please do give me a subscribe. If you want to see early access videos perhaps, or someone's behind the scenes videos, check out Ko-fi, where for a very low fees, like you can subscribe there per month. Otherwise, super thanks is more than welcome. If not, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. YouTube thinks that one of these videos might be of interest to you, so do check them out. And thanks to, Lekker for making this thing possible. Look, they had no editorial control. My opinions are my own. And just now think about the 6th or 7th e-bike I've reviewed, and I've reviewed way more expensive ones. And this is actually a really good deal. So check them out, okay? All right, you take care. Thank you.